Welcome to the testing world. In this session, we are going to create first test case in SoapUI. And as you know, we are using SoapUI free version for it. So these are the few WSDL files which we can use to start our course. So I'm taking the WSDL file for the calculator. It's a simple WSDL. It's a simple application in which we are going to get services only for some calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. I'm just copying it and moving to my SoapUI. So I'm using the latest version of the SoapUI is 5.3.0. I'm just right click here on the workspace and I'm going to create a new soap project. What is the name of the project you want to give? So I'm just giving like calculation and the initial WSDL file. I just entered this WSDL, click on OK. My SoapUI scan all the services which provided by the application, and you can see all the services are listed over here. So my service is providing addition, division, multiplication and subtraction. Here you will notice we are getting duplicate services like here calculator soap, then calculator soap 1 2. So you can understand it like my application can have multiple versions. So this web service has two versions. One is calculator soap, other one is calculator soap 1 2. They are releasing both the versions in the market. Now, as we have seen in the previous session, to start work on SoapUI, first we need to create a project that we have already created. Now we need to create a test suite, test case and test step. So right click on the project and here we are going to get the option of new test suite. Whatever the name you want to give, I'm just giving the name suite 1. Here if you notice, my test suite is created. Now as we know, in a project we can have multiple test suites. As of now, I've just created one test suite. Each test suite can have multiple test cases. So I'm right click on the test suite, new test case. Whatever the name you want to give, I'm just giving the name, it's test case 1. So here a test suite, inside the test suite I have a test case, and as we know we can have multiple test cases inside this test suite. So as of now we have only one test case. Each test case can have one or multiple steps. Here I'm going to create one step. So I just right click on the test case, new soap request test step. Because we are working on a soap project, all the services which are available for us is in the soap format. These are the soap services. So I'm going to add a soap request here and just giving the name step 1. Which soap service you want to hit? So all the soap services which are available in our project like addition, division, multiplication, subtraction, we can select any of the service. So I'm just selecting addition over here. I want to test this addition service. As I click OK, just OK. So here you will notice step is added, request XML you can see like this is the XML which you need to send to the server. Here we need to send some inputs. You will notice that on two places we are getting this question mark. Wherever we are getting this question mark means we need to provide the input over here. So we need to provide two inputs and this web service is going to return some of that because we are using addition web service. So I'm just passing 100 as a first input, 200 as a second input. I just click on this run button and here we are getting answer is 300. So I have created one step, one soap request test step, putting some input in that, and I am executing only the step as of now. When we execute a step, we are getting some output from the server. As of now, I have executed step. It might be possible in our test case we have multiple steps. You can execute your test case. So again, when we are executing our test case, it is executing the step that we have in the test case. And if you execute the test suite, it is going to execute all the test case inside this test suite. So here we can see either we can execute individual step, we can execute test case, or we can execute test suite. So that is the first test case that we have created over here, in which we have only one suite, one test case, and the test case have only one step. Here I'm going to create one more test case. So I'm coming to the same test suite, new test case 2. So now I have a second test case. In this test case, I'm coming to the test steps, right click, add a step. I'm just making the SOAP request. So I selected the SOAP request. I'm giving the name REQ1, whatever the name you want to give. Which service you want to test? So I want to test multiply this time. I just selected the multiply, click on OK, OK. So you will notice multiply request is added in the test case 2, and again it is asking for 2 inputs. So I'm just giving the first input 100 and another input is 200. I'm just running it. So here we are getting some output. So this time we are testing multiply functionality in the test case 2. We are giving some input, we are getting some output from the server. You will notice this input XML is automatically generated by the SoapUI. We need not to generate it. So here we have a test suite. Inside the test suite, we have 2 test cases, and in each test case, we have one step. So if you want to execute your test suite, so I'm just coming to the test suite. It shows we have 2 test cases. I'm just running it. So here it is executing all the test cases that we are having. One more thing you will notice over here, as of now we are just getting green, means all the test cases are passed. Here I'm not comparing actual and expected result. Here in the test case we are just sending request and we are getting some response. Later on we are going to compare actual and expected response, then we can decide the test case is getting pass or fail. But as of now, because we are getting response, we did not add any expectation, or I'll call it assertions. So we did not add any assertions. With the help of the assertions, we can compare actual result and with expected result. As of now, we don't have any assertions. So if we are getting result from the server, it is passed. So here we have seen, we have created a test suite. Then inside the test suite, we have 2 test cases. In both the test cases, we have one step. We are going to understand few more steps in the later sessions, but for this session, we have just created the first test case in SoapUI. You can use these visual files which I have provided in a previous lecture for the practice purpose. That's all we have for this session. Thanks for watching this video.